this is just for regular counting and claiming at every site is what we're going to go over today. So I don't want to confuse you guys because you guys have to do a little bit of math when you're on a provision in a non-base year. Now, if this is your first time and you still collected applications, you will go ahead and do the regular low income report today. So we're going to get started with the low income report. And just to let you know, there are a couple of pages in the compliance section. Oh, thank you, Dee. I was like, wait, what? And we do have some staff on today. So if you guys want to help me out, you guys are more than welcome to help me out with questions. So again, in the compliance section, it starts on page 37, 38, and 39 are instructions on the low income report. So you can also refer here as well. We will have this posted after the training. Please wait at least till tomorrow, if not a day before. We're going to have, if you're in a base year, you are in the correct one because you're going to do things just as normal. There's no math to do. So if you are, again, if you have any provision schools in a non-base year, come tomorrow. We're going to go over both. If you have even just one site, we have to do some math. If you're a provision school, if you're in a base year and you collected applications this year, then you are at the right training today. So again, you can also refer to this. I will post this training tomorrow. It will be in the school calls, and then the one that's for provision, because it does cover provision and regular, because we have a lot of that, not all sites are provision. That one we will also put in OSDE Connect. So if you want an hour credit for that, you can go there as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the low income report. And thank you guys so much for being here today. Okay, so once you certify your October claim, that's when you can start doing your low income report. So today is November 1st. Some of you may have went ahead and did your claim, but once you certify it, then you are able to do the low income report. Again, it has to be certified, and once you certify it, then it will open up for you to do. So that's how it opens up the low income report. So until you enter your October claim and you certify it, then it will open up your low income report. So on your October claim, you have your free reduced eligible students. It must be who is currently enrolled. They must have at least access to one meal. It's the number of enrolled students that you have on site. And students enrolled but learning virtually, like when it was due to COVID. Now, if you have like one site that is completely virtual, that's something different. We don't allow virtual kids are not on the low income report, but we understand that maybe you did like 3 days virtual learning, not because they're virtual kids, you just did virtual learning. Again, that's something a little bit different. Okay, just making sure. I thought it came unmuted again. Okay, so the economically disadvantaged form, that is not a child nutrition form. That is not included in or reported through child nutrition. So the economically disadvantaged is not a child nutrition form. So, and again, if a district has one or more provision sites, come to tomorrow and you have collected those. Most of you have collected those. I know those economically disadvantaged, but again, come tomorrow if you're a CEP school, a provision 1, provision 2 in a non-base year, or if you have at least one site that is provision. Thank you. Okay. The forms that you use for the low income report, again, are any applications that you have. So your free and reduced applications. If you have a direct cert list, if you have a homeless migrant runaway list, and again, you cannot use those economically disadvantaged forms. That's not a child nutrition form. The only thing on the low income, again, free and reduced applications, direct certification, and homeless migrant runaway. I don't believe so, Rebecca. And I may have, if Becky or anybody else is in here too, if you guys can answer some of these questions about, like, if you have kids that started at a brick and mortar school and then have gone then they went virtual. It depends on when they went virtual, because it depends on the day when they were enrolled in your school. But if during or after October 1, I don't believe they can if they went full virtual after October 1, because we do use October numbers when it comes to virtual, well, when it comes to your kids. So if we have anybody on that could answer that question, that would also, just to make sure I'm telling them right, that would be fantastic. Okay, so students on the low income report, if you did not collect free and reduced price applications, the only thing that you would use is direct cert list or helmet migrant runaway. So maybe you're a non-pricing school, but you didn't, and all you have is your direct or migrant, but mostly everybody that's in here. Oh, thanks, Becky. So really you should be using everything that you received this year to make a child free or reduced. Although other children would be, because if you did not get any information from them, then again, they're considered paid. And the low income report is based on, again, lunch applications, the direct cert, and homeless migrant runaway. Now, the low income report is due by the end of the month. So you have 30 days to do the report if you were able to get your claim in today and certified. So again, once you certify your October claim, that's when the low income report will open up for you to do. Now, the low income report is in CARS, so make sure you go to your checklist and go down here to the low income report. It's probably grayed out. Again, until you certify your October claim, that is when it will become available to you. So we're going to go over some of the instructions, and the instructions are found on page like 37 and 38. The main instructions are on page 38, C38 in your compliance document. So you're going to include all your accredited sites. They have to be on the report. When you enter the information on the low income report, verify the site numbers and the names are correct. I do know we have some people that they had maybe new sites this year. Maybe you have a site that's no longer participating in the program, or I mean like in your school district. If that's the case, then you need to contact our office if you see any discrepancies. Now, you include the grade span. We're going to go through the low income report, but you do include the grade span that will be the lowest grade and the highest grade for each site. And then any valid sites are like early childhood, kindergarten, or 1 through 12. Now, if you did open a site and it's not showing up, contact accreditation because they may have to add it to your form if it's not already there. But it probably, hopefully it's already there, especially if you've already been claiming. Now, on the data that we use for the low income report, so it's your enrollment number as of October 1st. So enrollment number as of October 1st. And your highest eligibles we're going to use as October 31st. Okay, so we use your enrollment. So it gets kind of tricky. We use what your enrollment numbers were for October 1st. And then the highest eligibles as of October 31st, and this comes from your edit check, okay? Enrollment and highest eligibles. So this is what the low income report does look like. If you click on that where it says select one, under number 1, it's your site. You select your site, and then you tell us the low grade and the high grade for that site. And then you enter the total number right here of your enrolled. And then how many of those kids were free that were under 5, that were free 5 to 17, and then how many were 18 and over, and then it will total it for you. And then the same thing you do for reduced. So this report is only for free and reduced. The paid is not on here. So your enrolled number right here on number 3, your total, is not going to match your totals on the end, because this is all children that are enrolled as of October 1st. And these totals over here are the totals of free and reduced. So there's no paid on here. Okay, let me hold on just a second. I don't know where this noise is coming from because it's not showing anybody. Interesting. Okay, weird. And then make sure you insert it. Once you complete this, make sure you insert it, and you do one of these for every site. Okay, and then once you're done, make sure you do certify it. Oh, thank you, Becky. Yes, number 3 is only from 5 to 17. So make sure you would take out anything under 5 and anybody over the age of 18. So number 3 is just your enrollment from 5 to 17. Thank you, I forgot about that. But it's for everybody, free, reduced, and paid. And then these totals will, again, they will not match number 3 because that the number 3 includes the paid as well. So again, in column 1, you put your name, and then again from low to high. And then thank you so much, Becky, for reminding me the total enrollment from ages 5 to 17. And then again, it's all students. So it's your free, reduced, and paid. And enrollment again comes from October 1st. Now in columns 4, 5, and 6 on the site from 4 and under, you enter the number of kids that you have that are 4 and under that were free and reduced. Oh, thanks, Becky. Thank you. And then so 4, let me go back. So number 3 right here is enrollment as of October 1st from 5 to 17. These numbers here, 4, 5, and 6, come from your edit check. Very good question about if they're 4 years old. If they turn 4, if they turn 5 in the month of October, or if they turn 18 in the month of October, they can go in the 5 to 17. Yes, these slides will be available for you to use, yes. And again, the instructions are also in the manual. Under 4 would be any, it's your enrollment. So I'm trying to think if they're, Rebecca and Becky, correct me if I'm wrong, if they're under 4, would they be, it's your eligibles. So that comes from your edit check. They would have to be, if they are a 3-year-old that is a disabled, they would go in here, but if they're not ineligible, they're just enrolled. So yes, column 6, if they're over the age of 18, they go in column 6. And this is all from your eligibles. But if they do turn 5 within the month of October, and if they turn 18 in the month of October, they can be counted in the 5 through 17. And again, these are the instructions. So again, number 3 is enrollment. And then on column 4, 5, and 6, this comes from your eligibles from your edit check. I believe you're correct, Lori. And then the low income report. So again, your October claim eligibles have to match the report. So your total free and reduced. Now, if it doesn't match, which I will tell you, if I remember correctly, 85% of them, it won't match. Just go in and revise your claim. So again, like your eligibles have to match your low income report for free and reduced. And if it doesn't, all you have to do is go back and revise your claim, which is very common. So it happens to most people because, and don't worry, like we don't pay you based on your eligibles. We pay you based on actual meals ate. So it does not affect your claim at all. But just wanted to let you know about how that works.
Yes, I was wondering if Linda Cash might be available.
Let's see. This is so weird. I don't know what is going on because I show nobody. I think I'm picking up something random over here because I see no, I mean, it doesn't show anybody's microphone is on. So I don't know what's going on. It's just a really weird thing. Okay, so on your claim, the October claim eligibles, what you claim for October, your eligibles must match your total free and reduced on the claim has to match your low income report. If it doesn't, you need to go back. It will not let you submit it if it doesn't match. So if it doesn't match, then you go back and revise your October claim. So in number 3 is your total enrollment as of October 1st. And then 4, 5, and 6 is your highest eligibles that you get from your low income, or that you get from your edit check. And that's why it does have to match your claim as of October, but you may have to go revise your claim. It happens very often. So when you do your low income report, if it doesn't match your claim, let us know, and it won't let you submit it until it does match. And our office is so good at helping, like Becky's on here. And then we have they're all great in the school department. So call them if you also have any questions, but they do have to match or it won't let you submit. And which it's very, very common. And again, it will not affect the amount of the claim because we claim you based on meals served. You don't claim based on your eligibles. So this is where you would go to your claim to check the numbers. Right here. So just double check. And what happens is if you're trying to submit it and it won't do anything, it may give you a message. I can't remember. It's been a year since we've done this. But if it doesn't let you, then go and check your claim. So we're going to get to that with the report. So you're going to fill out this report. And once you're done with the report, you have to print this report out. And I think there's a print button on there, if I remember correctly. You have to print this report out. Do not use your software report. You have to use this report. And Paula, I'll let Becky help you with that question, but I'm pretty sure your virtual kids cannot be included on this report. Virtual kids, the only virtual that is allowed is like if it was SSO where it was like because of COVID. And yes, you will send the reports to Becky, but you have to use this report. You cannot use your software report, and it does have to be signed by the superintendent. So once you complete the report, you have to print it out and have your superintendent sign it. And then you can fax it or email it to Becky or to NSLP@sde.ok.gov. Yeah, virtual students cannot be included. If they're a complete virtual student, they're not virtual because of COVID, they're not virtual because of something like that, then they cannot be included on this report. This is only for kids that go to the brick and mortar school, except for if, like I said, if you were doing like COVID 3 days, or maybe you had weather and you were virtual for those days, but it's not for a virtual school. And Pamela, you may need to contact your office about what you mean by blended. Because I know every school is going to do something a little bit different, but contact our office to see if those kids are allowable. Head Start students are not counted on the report, especially if they're like a 3-year-old program. They have to be enrolled in your district, and Head Starts are usually its own program. They are not included in your eligibles. Yeah, Christy, I'll call our office about this and we'll, unless Becky, you have an answer for that. Okay, Becky, I'll let you, this is the first time I didn't know that we had some schools still doing that. Being blended. Now here is the timeline. A lot of you guys are it gets a little bit crazy around this time of the year. So once you submit your October claim, your low income report will unlock. Once that's unlocked, you can go do your low income report. So again, we cannot approve your low income report until you have to send us the copied signed by your superintendent. So once you send that to us, your November claim will be unlocked once we approve it. So just because you submit it, it's not approved. Again, you have to print it out, sign it before, and we have to have a copy of that before we can approve it, because we have to give stuff to the title. And then after your November claim is submitted, then you can do your verification report. And we will be doing verification in December. We will do a training on that as well. One for regular schools and one for provision. And then once you send in your verification report and it is approved by our office, then you'll be able to do your December claim. So there's kind of a lot going on right now. So just again, make sure once you fill out the low income report, so first submit your October claim, then do your low income report. Make sure that you print that out and have your superintendent sign it, and then email it to us or fax it to us. And then I will show you the slide. And do not, again, use your software. You have to send in our report from CARS. You cannot use your system. You have to use the CARS report. And really, we're done. The next slide was just questions. So I can move this to anything that you need me to move it to. So if anybody has questions, which a lot of you are asking, let us know. And we'll answer. We're going to be around for just a minute so we can answer any questions. And these slides will be available. I'll put them under school calls. And I will put the link in, and then the one for tomorrow, because it goes over both provision and regular, it will be an OSDE Connect because some people do want a certificate. So you will get a certificate for being here today. And then we'll put this one in school cars, and then we will in school calls and other documents. And then tomorrow's training, because it covers both this and provision, it will be an OSDE Connect in case somebody couldn't attend it and they still want training. So let's see here. We got lots of good questions. I had one. Let me see here. So if there's another page I need to send it to, let me know. Now, if you have a head start, those kids have to be enrolled in your school. And kids cannot be enrolled in your school until they're 3 unless they have an IEP or 504. So they have to be enrolled in your school to be able to be on the low income report. And we'll be going over provision 2 stuff tomorrow. Today was just for regular counting and claiming. So if you do have a provision site, we will be going over that tomorrow. PEBT training is in school calls. It's in OSDE Connect. If you go to our training information, go to OSDE Connect, and there's the link to PBE training. So number 3 is the total, yes, for 5 through 17-year-olds. No, exactly. Your Head Start, they have to be enrolled in your school. They're not, 3-year-olds are not enrolled. A Head Start program is not enrolled. The only 3-year-olds that can be enrolled in your school are those on a 504 or IEP. So your eligibles will be from October 31st. So when you get your edit check, when you print that out, you're going to use number 3 will be your enrollment from October 1st. And then columns 4, 5, and 6 are going to be from your eligibles. It's going to be from your edit check, your highest eligibles. No, CEP and provision, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. You have to do some formulas. The edit check is what you claim off of. That's where you get your claiming numbers. And if you're not for sure what that is, I would definitely reach out to your program specialist and talk to them, because that's the edit check is what you claim from. Yeah. So if they receive meals but they're not enrolled, that is not an eligible. You can claim the meal, but that is not an eligible. They are not enrolled in your district. See if I'm missing any other ones. I believe it is correct that if you do get an error or it won't let you submit it, go to your claim. To be honest, I'd print your claim out while you're doing it to see if your numbers match. If your numbers don't match your claim, it won't let you submit it. So if it doesn't match your claim, you'll have to revise your claim. Let's see, do we have, and we'll stick around to answer as many questions as you guys might have. But tomorrow, if you're CEP or provision 2, not in a base year, come tomorrow. We're going to be talking about how to do that. So if they were 17 and then turned 18 in the month of October, they can be in the 5 through 17 column. And it's the same thing if you have a 4-year-old that turns 5 in the month of October, they can be in the 5 to 17. Yes, you should be able to get that information from the office about ages. And then again, tomorrow we're going to do some math if you're a provision school, because you have to use, if you're in a non-base year, yes, I can go back to the timeline. And these will be posted too. it'll probably be posted tomorrow, but these slides will be posted and then you can listen back at this. And again, tomorrow's training is both, even if you're half and half, it will be both this and provision. And then we'll put that one on OSDE Connect. So if people do need more professional development hours, then they can get a certificate. But we will send out certificates regarding today's training for those that attended today. Do you guys have any more questions about, I know it gets very confusing because we're looking at two different things. So the low income report is only for ages 5 through 17. So let me go to that slide and show you what the low income report looks like. So you do list how many you have. So again, number 3 is enrollment. This is enrollment as of October 1st, number 3. 4, 5, and 6 is based on your highest eligibles from your edit check. So if they're under 5, you list the number here. If they're 5 through 17, you list the number here. And if they're 18 and over, it goes through here. And this total number will match your edit check for free and reduced. No, Head Start does not, they're not enrolled in your school. If it's a 3-year-old program, 3-year-olds are not enrolled in any school district unless they have a 504 or IEP and receiving services. So yes, the total enrollment, pre-K is enrolled. You can use pre-K. But are those Head Start included? Are they considered like a pre-K, or is it, because most Head Starts that we see are a 3-year-old program. And then I'll go back to here. Again, you use the number, your enrollment in column 3 is October 1st. Pre-K is enrolled. And then you use your highest eligibles as of October 31st. Yes, if a 3-year-old is receiving services, that they are enrolled. If they're an IEP or 504, then they would go under your 4 and under column. And if you're getting an issue with the system that you use, like MAST, you would need to call them. So yeah, all the sites individually, yes. And then when you print it, it will list all your sites and it will list all of your information on there. And then your superintendent, it should be just one page that your superintendent would sign. No, virtual students cannot count on the low income report at all. If they're completely virtual, they are not included on here at all. Because I guess the thing too with your virtual, but I'll let Becky clarify that, but virtual kids are not on the low income report. October 3 enrollment. Lori, you may have to email us directly just so I can get a better look of your numbers. And your enrollment, usually your enrollment and your highest eligibles won't match. That's common too. But the column 6, the one that says totals after 6, it's 7, I believe, those totals have to match the claim. That is correct. Usually 4-year-olds are enrolled, but 3-year-olds without an IEP are not. They cannot be on the low income report. I would check with your system, Candace, about how to get your total enrollment from October 1st. There should be a way to get that. Check with your software or even talk to the people in your office. No, number 3 is all, oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, number 3 is correct. It's only enrollment from 5 to 17 as of October 1st. That is correct. Christy, I'm trying to look at what you're meaning, but 3-year-olds are not enrolled in a school district. They may eat there, but they are not enrolled in a school district. Alyssa, if you're having issues with that, contact our office if it's not opening up. Just email anybody you can even email me too. Email any of us or NSLP. Email to let us know if it's not opening up once it's certified. And I'll put even my email address here, and we can have them take a look at it to see what is going on. I guess I didn't realize how many schools still have a virtual option. That is correct. If a child turns 5 any day in the month of October, they can be counted as 5 through 17. If they turn 18 in the month of October, because they were 17 at one point in the month of October, they can be counted as 5 through 17. Yes, so that's a good way of also, if you're pre-K, a lot of them are under 4 years of age. We're getting a lot of stuff about some blended. So it is interesting, some of the things that we're seeing, because we have heard of some people that have one site that's completely virtual. So those will not go on the edit check, or I mean, they will not go on the low income report. If you are something blended or you're not sure about your virtual option, email, I would say Becky, if you don't mind, Becky, if I throw you out there. Because I think we may need to, it's going to be different per school if you have a virtual option. But kids that are completely virtual are not included in the low income report. They never have been. We used to do a whole thing where we had 2 low income reports that you did. One was for virtual and one was for not. So if you are doing something blended or you have any virtual children and you're not for sure what to do, contact our office, because I understand it may be different. They will be out of both. They will be out of, I believe, both. I don't think you can, Becky, is this correct that you would take your virtual kids out of both the enrolled and the free and reduced? We just haven't had virtual in so long. And then last year, no one was really considered what we call virtual or true virtual, because most of you guys were closing due to COVID. That's what I thought. They would not be included in either. And this is good to know, because I need to up these slides for tomorrow if we have a lot of virtual options out there, because it sounds like we do. So if those kids are all virtual, they cannot be included in the enrollment or the free and reduced. You are correct. Candace, email me or email our office, because we've had somebody else say that it is still grayed out. And I don't know if you logged out and logged back in to double check, because you may have to log out and log back in. But if it's not working, then we need to know to see if there's like a little hang up going on right now with our system. A little glitch, that's what I meant to say. So if you have tried logging in or logging out and logging back in, that's what might make it, which I do know you're claiming is different than the application side, but you may completely get out of the application side and click back into it to see if it works. You have, okay. Yes, thank you, Becky. I know we're starting this all over again. We haven't done a claim like this in almost 2 years now. So claiming is a lot different than when we did SSO. Because after you do submit each claim for each site, then you do go to the view claim summary page and go to the very bottom, and then make sure you click that submit the claim there. And once that has gone, because you're kind of approving every site, and then when you're done, you're submitting the whole thing. You guys are asking a lot of really good questions. I know it was kind of weird before. I don't know what was going on, but if you would like me to, I can unmute you if you guys would like to ask questions. Thank you, Becky. I bet there's a lot of people who, I mean, it's been a long time since we've done the claims this way. So it's very easy to do. And this has always kind of happened before is people would forget to go to the main page, the view claim summary, and submit it from there. Does anybody have any more questions? We've had a lot of virtual information come up. I'm going to beef up my slides. I'm probably going to add something about virtual to this before I post it, just so you guys are aware. So this report gets your title funds. This is how you get your title funds. Honestly, this whole report is not even really for us. They just use child nutrition numbers, but this is what affects your title funding. They just run it through. You probably will lose money because you cannot include your virtual kids. That's kind of what's happened a long time ago. Yes, E-rate, this is what you'll get for a lot of information to get some grants and stuff. Years ago, we had one school that they were probably 100 kids brick and mortar, and they had 500 kids that were that were virtual. And that's back then we had to talk to USDE and stuff, and virtual kids cannot be listed because they thought they were making a lot of money of all these virtual kids, and you cannot include them in the low income. It's brick and mortar. Again, unless you're doing a virtual option in the fact of like you're out because of weather, and you're doing like a virtual option for 3 days, or you're out because of COVID. Those are something different than just your kids are completely virtual. So again, those kids cannot be included in your enrollment, and they cannot be included in your eligibles. And another topic is those 3-year-old Head Start programs, unless they're enrolled in your school, and the only 3-year-olds allowed to be enrolled are those that are on IEP or 504, they cannot be included as well. Yes, if a child turns 5 at any point in October, or if they're 17 and turn 18 in the month of October, then they can be counted from 5 through 17. EC is just early childhood. So you may, like I said, if you may have an EC, a lot of you would be pre-K. I mean, we only do low income report once a year and it gets confusing. And then last year was different because of SSO. So I mumbled the beginning, but thanks, Becky, for always getting me straight. I really appreciate that. We're going to stick around again if you want more questions. And I'm going to add some virtual to this because we've had a lot of questions about virtual and 3-year-olds before I post it, just so you guys can remember about the 3-year-olds and about virtual. So if you guys, we've been done for a while, but you guys are more than welcome to leave if you don't need anything else or if you don't have any questions. And I notice we have a lot of people with our office on here. So if you guys need to add anything that I didn't say, or correct something that I said that needs to be corrected. But I am going to add a slide about the 3-year-olds, the virtual, and I think I'm going to add a slide about if they turn 5 or if they turn 18 in the month of October, then they can be included in the 5 through 17. Just a little bit of, and then again, tomorrow, if you have even one site that's provision, non-base year, we're going to be going over the math with that tomorrow. Marty, did you go, just to double check, did you go, because Becky realized, did you go to view claim summary and then scroll down and submit the claim? Because you may have submitted each individual claim. Okay, you did. I will send an email to Edgar and have him take a look at it. I will have Edgar take a look at it. Thanks for letting us know. Any other questions? Thank you, ladies, so much for being on here. Becky, thank you so much for helping me out. and correcting me. I need it more than you know. All right, I think that we're done. It looks like we're not really getting any more questions. And Becky, I hope it's okay that I stated that they could contact you if they have the whole virtual things that are going on. I did not realize how many schools are allowing for a virtual option. Okay, they're starting to drop off. And Becky, if you don't mind, I'm going to add those slides and then I'm going to send it to you to look at, and then I'll add them for tomorrow as well about the virtual, the 3-year-olds. And then if they turn 18 or 5 within the month of October. Okay. I'm going to copy that and send that to Edgar and let him know what's going on with you. And then I'll have him, Marty, reach out to you directly. Okay, thanks, Becky. Thank you. Thank you, Becky. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes, ladies, and then I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for everybody. All right, thank you guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and we will see you guys all very soon.